Hello everyone, this is Goosebumps Godzilla. Today I'm going to be doing a video about a guide to buying Goosebumps. So there are several different series about Goosebumps, and then Goosebumps books are still being released today. And some of them are cheap, while others can be tremendously expensive. So today I'm going to guide you through all these several different topics, like how you know if a Goosebumps book is a reprint or not, and also how to tell if a Goosebumps book is really worth as much. How much a Goosebumps book is really worth. So I hope you enjoy this video, and let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the several different Goosebumps series. So the first Goosebumps series there is Goosebumps the original series. These books released from 1992 through 1997. So this is the original series. This is pretty much the most well known. Next is Goosebumps Series 2000, which released from 1998 through 2000. There's also Tales of Goosebumps, which has 6 books, and it spans from, 1995, I think, through 1997. And then there's Give Yourself Goosebumps. That's kind of a choose-your-own adventure story. Counting the special editions for this series, there's 50 books. Just counting the normal books, there's 42. And those books released from 1995 through 2000. Next is the Goosebumps Horrorland series. And after that, Goosebumps Most Wanted, which have 10 books. I think Horrorland has 19. I forgot to mention that. But Most Wanted has 10 books. And then there's Slappy World. And Slappy World is a book series that is still releasing. One just released recently on July 7th. But anyway, that's pretty much all the Goosebumps series there are. Oh no, there's one more I forgot to mention. I'm sorry, and that's Goosebumps Triple Header. And that one that one's only got 2 books in there. If you're collecting them, that won't be that hard to collect. There's only 2 books. And they're priced around the average. So, first I'm going to tell you the average price you really should pay for a Goosebumps book. But most of the time it really depends on the series. So for Goosebumps, the original series, for original copies, I would say $5 through $10 is a pretty good deal. 5 through 7 is probably the best deal. And sometimes you may get lucky and you could get a Goosebumps book for under $5. If you do that, that's a really good deal. Just saying, depends on the shipping though. But anyway, next, for the Goosebumps 2000 series, they're a little rarer because the original series was one of the best-selling series of all time. And Goosebumps 2000 did not sell as many copies, so they're rarer and will probably be more expensive. Really good deal for $5, but you're most likely going to find them for maybe $7 through $15. I haven't really done much research on Series 2000. For Tales to Give You Goosebumps, that one kind of really depends. For the first 4 books, I think you could get them at the same price as a normal Goosebumps book. Maybe $5 through $10 is a pretty good deal. 5 through 7 is ideal. Really, the best deal, as I said, for Goosebumps, the original series, is under $5. But the last two books in the series are rarer and are harder to find, I guess, because when they released those books, Goosebumps was in its decline. So the fifth book, you could probably find it for $15 through $20. And the last one is really rare. It's one of the rarest, I think. And that one can go up from maybe $40 through $80. It's a pretty expensive book. Anyway, so next is Horrorland. So they're still printing those. So average price for all the modern Goosebumps books is probably $7. Except for the special editions, you probably get those for maybe $8, just like $1 more. The modern ones aren't as rare; they're just $7. So yeah, Horrorland, Slappy World, and Most Wanted are all about maybe $7. The Goosebumps, Give Yourself, those vary. Since there's 50 books, I can't really go over them all like I did Tales to Give You Goosebumps. But Give Yourself is pretty just depends. Average maybe is $15 through $20 though. The special editions though are a different story. Those books are pretty expensive. I saw one for $120 for just one book. That was Return to Terror Tower. And those were pretty expensive. Well, the next thing I'm going to go over is reprints. So Goosebumps has released many reprints over the years. So yeah, there's a bunch of reprints of Goosebumps. For the original series, the way you can tell for some of the reprints is that only the originally released Goosebumps books have the font for the Goosebumps symbol raised. So, and it's kind of hard telling. It's not that very hard telling it from a screen, really. Just see that the font for Goosebumps, the insignia for the whole series, if it looks raised a bit, then that one's probably an original copy. But also, for the more modern reprints, there's different cover art, and this cover art looks very, very much in a different style from Tim Jacobus's original covers. And so, yeah, and also the font for Goosebumps isn't raised. And they'd probably be teasing a Goosebumps film, the Goosebumps film, on the cover. So really, just make sure you see the Rise Goosebumps font, and you'll most likely be 100% sure that is an original copy. For Goosebumps Series 2000, it has never really received any reprints whatsoever. So, only a couple of them, but they are more modern. The only ones they have to look out for reprints are The Haunted Car, Bride of the Living Dummy, and what's the other one? Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls. Those are the only three you have to look out for reprints. So you're pretty much safe for Goosebumps 2000 from the reprints. For Goosebumps, Tales to Give You Goosebumps, those have undergone reprints, but those took place during the 90s, so it doesn't really matter. But if you want the original copies, you just have to look out for the slime effect. So there's going to be some books that have the slime effect from Goosebumps, and there's others that look like a picture frame, sort of. So that's how you look out for reprints. The last book in the series, I don't think was ever reprinted. I'm not 100% sure on that. So it will look like a picture frame, though, but you don't have to worry about the last book in Tales to Give You Goosebumps, which is more and more Tales to Give You Goosebumps. And it's fine just looking at that one. Anyway, for Horrorland series, it hasn't undergone any reprints, so you're fine. Same for Most Wanted, and same for Slappy World. Give Yourself also has never really gone into reprints. The only reprint that you'll find is Please Don't Feed the Vampire. And so, first off, the cover art will look very different. And also, the cover for Please Don't Feed the Vampire on the reprint will advertise the Goosebumps movie. So just when you see Goosebumps movie advertisement on the front of the cover, and you're looking at some of the older Goosebumps books, then most likely they are reprints. So that's pretty much it, I think. Oh, the Triple Header series, I'm sorry. That one, only has 2 books first off, and it hasn't gone under any reprints whatsoever. So you're fine on that one. Well, I think that's the end of my video. But first off, I'm just going to rank the series now by rarity. So, just for your collecting, you gotta probably know which ones are rarer than the others. So I'm going to rank all the Goosebumps books by how rare they are. Not the Goosebumps series. So the rarest of all is the Give Yourself Goosebumps special editions. Now those are become pretty pricey. Highest they'll go is probably maybe $120. 2 books are the most expensive ones, which is Return to Terror Tower and Revenge of the Body Squeezers. Those are the most expensive of the lot, and all the rest are considerably very, very, very expensive. But not as expensive as those 2. Next rarest is probably, if I had my guess, just Give Yourself Goosebumps, the normal series, just because there's just there's so many of them, which means they're harder to collect, and also they're pretty expensive themselves. Series 2000 is probably next, and just because it didn't sell as many copies. Then next is Tales to Give You Goosebumps, and that's because of the last book in the series, which can be very, very, very pricey. Then Goosebumps Original Series. Even though they were sold in such high amount, they're still very expensive, considering for a 100-page children's book. So all the rest of them, the more modern ones like Goosebumps Most Wanted and Slappy World and Goosebumps Horrorland, those are probably the least rarest of them all. They're easy to find. I bought almost the whole Most Wanted series in one store in Barnes & Noble. So they're really not that hard to find. The reprints, not the reprints, but the special editions are probably more expensive, but that's pretty much it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a lot about Goosebumps and how to buy them.